welcome to In the Zone with yours truly, Anthony Smith. And my. Normally on this platform of podcasts, I'm usually talking some national sports. But I'm here in the ICT, as some people call it, or the Dub K, which I think that's a knockoff from what they see in Golden State. The 316, the ICT. I just simply call it Wichita, Kansas. Like I said, this is normally where I talk a lot of national mainstream sports, but I have to bring the local people in on my In the Zone because since I've been reintroduced or reindoctrinated into watching high school sports, I have to say that I've seen some atmospheres on the high school level in these gyms. I went to one game and I could have sworn I was surrounded by a bunch of high school Duke Cameron crazies. That would have been Mays South High School. Their student body brought the energy. It was for a game against Mays High School, their crosstown rival. Then I was introduced to the girls' game. Of course, I did see some of the Mays South girls' game the first time I went back to a high school game. But I was really introduced to the girls' game when Coach Brian Chadwick at Derby High School invited me to a game in Derby. And let's just say I've been hooked and reeled, okay? So I got hooked in at the Mays South Mays game. Then my journey took me to Derby, and it seemed like I've been back to Derby since then. I'll put it this way. I went to their home game. Then I went and followed them when they went and played Mays. And I'm like, I feel like I am now hooked on Derby. You know, I didn't expect to be a fan of Derby. When I say not expecting to be a fan, I want to just see a good basketball game, make some good, connections with the coaches, get the coaches on my podcast. And like I say, I wasn't expecting to be a fan. I've become a fan. I've been hooked and reeled. Not taking any away from that restaurant name, but I've been hooked and reeled by Derby. The team, the coaches, the community. I mean, what more can you say about that Derby high school, that Derby community, that Derby sports? And it's not just the girls team, it's the boys as well too. Everybody, it's like a culture has been set. You hear these coaches talking about we have to set the culture, I think the culture is ingrained even within the community, the way they get out and support. Same for like Mays South. Those are two people I want to say right now in my preliminaries that I want to thank them personally. That would be Coach Joe Jackson at Mays South and Coach Chadwick at Derby for reintroducing me to high school sports, because it's been over 30 years since I have been inside a gymnasium for a high school game. And had it not been for these two guys, I got to give them their flowers. I probably wouldn't have went to a high school game, and then I kept going back. It's like I became a junkie. I became fixated on the high school game, on how close. I can't honestly say I know what it's like in the Wichita City League, what those fan bases are like, no more than what I see on the TV clips, but experiencing in the town of Mays, in the town of Derby. You talk about getting support. And that's what these young people need nowadays. They need when I say I'm talking about us adults. They need our support. And you see that at programs like Mays South. I'll even say Mays High School, because they get out and support their teams too. Derby. I'm pretty sure some of the other smaller outskirts towns and smaller towns in general. But I think it behooves us as adults to support these teams. But what I want to talk about now is there is a Cinderella story. Yes, that's right. Cinderella still lives. Right here in the city of Wichita, as postseason heroics send 15th seeded Wichita East on a Cinderella run to the state tournament. That's right. Wichita East is going to be playing at Koch Arena. And speaking of East, the last game I went to this past weekend, Friday night, was the girls' sub-state finals, which pitted the Derby girls basketball team against the East High Blue Aces, the Lady Blue Aces. And what I want to say in watching that game, and mind you, I have observed a few Derby women's basketball games. The games I've seen Derby play, I know they played against Mays, and that game was pretty much a rout. Newton game was a rout. This East High game, it was one-sided. But the difference I've seen in these teams, Mays, Newton, East, Mays and Newton seem to have played as if they were already defeated. Once the score got in hand, they was playing defeated. East High, even though it was one-sided, if you turned off the scoreboard, you wouldn't be able to tell who was ahead because it was nothing but back and forth, physicality, a little bit of chippiness as if it was a rivalry. And I know it's easy to say you have to just play through it regardless of what the score. You have to keep playing, don't give up. It's easy to say that when you're on the winning side of a score like that. But I see what the East High coaching staff is instilling in these young ladies. Regardless of what the score is, you play till the final buzzer blows. And that's what they do. So I have to commend the East High staff for what they're doing with those young ladies. Because I'm going to get back to this story about the East High boys team. But while it's on my mind, there's a young lady at Derby. She's a sophomore. Her name is Michaela Askew. Yes, I'm throwing her name out here because it is worthy to be thrown out here. She is a name that y'all better not sleep on. Very dominant as a senior. She's a double machine waiting to happen any game. She's surrounded by a good cast of players. Good senior class there. You got Destiny Smith, Madison Smith. You got such names like those. Wilson, I believe. Can't think of her first name. Yes, I've studied their roster. But I want to say that I have to look at the roster sheet for East High because they have a sophomore, I do believe, and I know if I'm correct, she wears number 22. But looking at her play as well too, and if I had her name, I would link it along with Michaela Askew. I believe that these are two young ladies that you will be hearing their name mentioned throughout the next couple of years, even on to the next level. And it is talent like that you have to keep an eye on, and you hope. And yes, I'm going to throw this name out, Wichita State women's basketball program. I hope the coaching staff is watching them because I believe these two young ladies, if they continue to play at a high level, that they could be an impact and a game changer on anybody college roster. And why not it be here at home? Anyway, back to this East High Cinderella run. As a player and now a coach, Carlin Whitten has seen a lot of top-level basketball be played over the years in the City League. He's not sure if he's ever seen a run like the one Wichita East senior Manuel Martinez is on this postseason. 3 days after scoring 44 points on the road to take down number 4 ranked Junction City in overtime, Martinez banked in a 35-footer at the buzzer to continue the Blue Aces' improbable Cinderella march to the Class 6A state tournament with a 48-47 road win over Wichita South on Saturday night. He goes on and says, I've seen this kid work, so I know what's in his DNA, Whitten said. As he's been piling up the points, I haven't been surprised because I know what he's capable of. So I just tried to step back and enjoy the show. I'm so happy for him. It couldn't happen to a better kid. And I do have a little feed here. You're not going to hear no announcing, but you're going to hear basically what was the final shot from Manuel Martinez. As they say, the bank was open. If I can pull this up. And that was the scene from South High Gymnasium as Wichita East punched their ticket to the, as we call it, the high school version, the Big Dance. After winning just 5 games in the regular season, Martinez's work had 15th seeded East dancing his way to Koch Arena next week. The Blue Aces will face top seed and undefeated Shawnee Mission Northwest at 2 p.m. Thursday. Martinez said his postseason explosion stemmed from a conversation he had with teammates following the conclusion of the regular season. They told me, "It's your senior year. You can't go out without a fight," Martinez said. "So I just had to lock in. I don't want to go home yet." During the timeout with 1.4 seconds left and East trailing 47-45, it wasn't even a question of who the ball was going to. Whitten just tried to figure out a way to get Martinez open. "I even had the other kids in the timeout telling me to give him the ball," Whitten said. "No question where we were going." With East inbounding the ball near half court next to his bench, Martinez broke free from the foul line and caught the ball closer to the half court line than the three-point line. He launched the shot with so much forward momentum that he actually tripped and fell as he watched the ball kiss off the glass as the buzzer sounded to set off pandemonium in the South Gymnasium. "I've shot from there before, but it don't be going in," Martinez said. "Tonight, my prayer was answered. I knew it was going in right after I let it go. That's game." Martinez's shot rescued East from what would have been a devastating collapse as the Blue Aces saw their 10-point lead in the third quarter vanish, with South rallying to take its first lead 46-45 with 59 seconds left. The Titans doubled their lead with another free throw with 6.4 seconds left to set up a wild sequence to end the game. East originally needed to go the full length of the floor in just 3.8 seconds, but Martinez was fouled by South near half court with 1.4 seconds left. That gave the Blue Aces a chance to diagram sideline out-of-bounds play from half court instead. Martinez said the celebration following the shot felt like an out-of-body experience. A mob of teammates and students rushed the floor to hound Martinez, who was then lifted on the shoulders of teammates in the post-game ceremony with the sub-state championship trophy. "To be honest, I blacked out," Martinez said. "I don't really know what was going on. I'm still in disbelief." Whitten said he was proud of Martinez, but even more proud of his team. After losing several overtime and single-digit games during the regular season, the Blue Aces used that as motivation for when the postseason came. After taking down a title contender in Junction City, East had confidence matched up with another Cinderella team in the City League. It's a confidence they plan to carry with them to the state tournament, where they feel like they have nothing to lose and everything to gain. "This time of year, it's all about believing," said Whitten, who won 2 state titles as a player with the Blue Aces. "Anybody can be beat this time of year. The records don't matter. Everyone is 0-0, 0-0, 0-0. That's the mindset our kids have right now. So once again, congratulations to the East High Boys basketball program as you have punched your ticket to the big dance called the state tournament at Charles Kock Arena. Wish you all the best of luck as well, too. So tell you what I'm going to do right here. I am going to take a break. And when I come back, I'll have some more for you. So don't you go nowhere. You're locked in the zone with yours truly, Anthony Smith. Giving the high school some love this time. Welcome back to In the Zone with Anthony Smith. And man, I hope you enjoyed that first segment. Because, yeah, we do have some high energy going on and some bad attitude going on right here about now. Well, we have high energy. Attitude is all great. And like I say, this is kind of unprecedented because I do have, I'm going to just say it like this, I do have another podcast. Those of you who are listening and like, okay, wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, I do have two podcasts, and I kind of differentiate the two. But I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit of local here on this one today. Give you some scores, because, like I said, next week, state tournament wraps up various locations, 1A through 6A. And I got the 6A boys scores right here as Wichita Heights punched their ticket. They'll be playing at Kock Arena, as they knocked off Washburn Rural by the score of 47-31. The game that was at the South High Gymnasium, Wichita East, as you heard in the opening segment, knocks off Wichita South 48-47 on a bank shot and a prayer. Wichita Northwest knocks off Mays. That's a school that I've seen play by the score of 58-52. So far, all these scores I'm reading, they have been close ones outside of the 47-31 victory that Heights had over Washburn Rural. And down south of here in Derby, I do believe that game was at Derby. Anyway, it was Derby versus Hayesville campus. And let's just say, yeah, you see me paused and hesitating there. Yes, I've kind of become a Derby fan, and this one, as the coach said in his Twitter feed, Coach Brett Flory, he said this was going to sting a little bit. And I don't know why I'm finding it hard to read this, but yes, Derby lost 45-46 to Hayesville campus. And like I say, when you've been around some people long enough and you feel like they have accepted you, you feel like you are a part of them. And so, yeah, it would have been nice to see the Derby boys team make it to the state title, but congratulations to Hayesville campus. I think I just might have committed a omen. You're supposed to keep your personal feelings out the way. But yeah, that one did kind of sting a little bit. I felt for them boys, because it's like this. First of all, it was a game I wish I could have went to, but I had tickets to the Wichita State basketball game, in which they won. Where has that team been all year? Right, that part right there. But yes, had I not, I most likely would have been in Derby to watch that team play, because the way this team is, I'll put it this way, they are a representative of not just the basketball team, but the school. They are a reflection of those who teach them in the classroom. They are ambassadors for their school's basketball program as well. They represent the community well. So to Panther Mafia, continue to show them boys some love. They deserve it. Coach Brett Flory, outstanding young man. Great man. Outstanding. I mean, I can't say enough nice things about Coach Brett Flory in the little time that I've known him. I know he's an outstanding citizen. He's an outstanding young man. he's a molder of boys to men. So, like I say, but anyway, let me move right along. 5A girls score had Andover 47, Hutchinson 23. That was one-sided game. Maize South over Valley Center, another one-sided game. As these winners, they're all going to state. But Maize South beat Valley Center 40-25. Emporia boat races Great Bend by the score of 59-26. And the close game would have been Bishop Carroll versus Hayes. And that score was 38-34, Bishop Carroll. 4A boys, McPherson versus Concordia, final score 64-29. Ouch. Hugoton versus Wellington. Hugoton comes away with the win, 73-39. Towanda Circle over Scott Community by the score of 61-30. And then the lone close score, Abilene 47, Pratt 42. Girls 3A scores, Cheney 47, Neoda Shade 38. Girard 50, Cherryville 36. Halstead 46, Heston 47. Haven 48, Ellsworth 39. Gutland 63, Holcomb 41. Topeka Hayden 69, Jefferson West 31. Silver Lake 62, St. Mary's 32. Olathe Heritage Christian 59, Anderson County 47. 3A boys score, Cheney 57, Wichita Collegiate 47. Riverton 52, Girard 40. Southeast of Saline 57 versus Santa Fe Trail 51. Ellsworth 45, Haven 25. Gutland 63, Lakin 41. Sabetha 67, Topeka Hayden 71. That was a high scoring affair right there. Beloit 47, Nemaha Central 40. Olathe Heritage Christian 57, Wellsville 77. 2A boys score, Salina Sacred Heart 52, Bennington 45. St. Mary's 48, Erie 50. Mount Ridge 47, El Saline 25. Sterling 69, Meade 57. Plainville 60, Hayes Thomas More Prep 50. Linden 84, Uniontown 31. Ouch. Remington 32, Conway Springs 43. Jefferson County North 58, Horton 52. 2A girls score, Valley Heights 51, Waubonsee 45. St. Mary's Colgan 58, Cherokee Southeast 31. Hillsboro 52, Mountain Ridge 26. Leoti, Wichita County 72, Meade 48. Hoxie 54, Smith Center 50. Shawnee Maranatha Christian 26, Eureka 60. Ouch. Wichita Independent 62, Remington 36. Wathena Riverside 56, Atchison Mara Hill Mount Academy 24. These are your scores from the sub-state games. Updated, I do believe. And I tell you what, I want to say good luck to all teams that are participating in their respective state tournaments. 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A. You got there, you deserve it, and I'll make the best of it. I hope that either on this one or my other one, that I will have some guests on to talk more in depth about the Kansas basketball state tournament and who are some key players to watch. But as for now, it is time for me to get up out of here. But I hope that this little old short podcast has been very informative, that your team of rooting interests will bring back a trophy for your community. Get out and support these young men and women that are playing so hard. I promise you, I can promise you from experience, you will not be disappointed. But until the next time, and I know it's been a while, but until the next time, stay locked in the zone with yours truly, Anthony Smith. Be blessed. Be a blessing. I'm out.